Good morning, market snipers. This is Jesse, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to get rocking and rolling here. If you're new to the channel, awesome. Welcome aboard. The first 15 to 30 minutes of the live stream, we're going to go through as many charts as possible. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin, crypto, and stocks. A lot of the assets are crashing today, right? It's a trigger word for many people out there, including Doc. Welcome back, Doc. Crashing, right? But we're looking at the Bitcoin weekly chart here, and the weekly chart is not crashing, right? So the weekly chart, you can see the candles are orange, and we're going to talk about it more, but we're just going to do a quick, brief over here, and then we're going to circle back to Bitcoin. But the weekly candles are still ultra bullish on Bitcoin, and we expect corrections along the way, right? We expect pullbacks along the way. And if you missed the video from last night, I talked about this. And while I was recording the video, we were talking about possible pullback on the 4-hour chart, and it nailed the target in real time, dropped 10% and hit the target box and hit, I think it was 3 out of 4 targets. I just included it into one, and it hit it while I was recording, and I pushed out that video last night on a Sunday after a nice weekend, right? So that's where we're kind of at. Alejandro, good morning. Welcome back. Javier, welcome back. Good morning. Juan, good evening. Awesome, Juan. Glad you could join us. Crashing, healthy move, 50K in December, inevitable. Yeah, your numbers keep increasing. It was 48,000, Doc. Usually when people get overconfident, that's when the market will come back and, they'll come back and, humble the next person. So anyways, Arnold, good afternoon. Sorry, morning. Whatever, Arnold, wherever you're at. If you're in the afternoon, see, it's 12 p.m. your time. So yeah, good afternoon, good morning. Lawrence, good evening. Welcome back. So Bitcoin it depends what chart I'm showing, right? Whether I'm bullish or bearish or, somewhere in between. So the weekly chart is still ultra bullish, and we covered it on the video for 25 minutes last night. So we're not going to do too much of a deep dive on Bitcoin today, but I gave you my exact thoughts on it. I came up with 2 scenarios. Both of them were potential buy the dip scenarios. One was either more of a shorter term buy the dip, or if it turns into a deeper correction, then it'd be a bigger possible buy the dip scenario. Both of them would play out before the next halving event, which would be April 18th. So that's what I have there. RB, morning, finally made it to live. Awesome, RB. Welcome to the live channel. We also need the replay crew. So make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to smash the subscribe button. Help me, help you, help me, right? So let's keep going. So the weekly chart is ultra bullish on Bitcoin, right? So we know that. We have longer term target 4, right? So 3 of the 4 longer term targets have been hit so far in Bitcoin. So 3 of the 4 longer term targets have been hit, but we expect corrections along the way. And it's been an amazing move from this buy signal. Even on the weekly chart, the buy signal was at, about $28,000. And since that last push up from October, basically 2 months of Bitcoin going straight up, right? So now if we drop down to the lower time frames, on the daily chart, we've got bearish divergence. And we talked about it, and we took a little bit deeper dive on this video over here. So definitely go take a look at it. But we had bearish divergence, and additional bearish divergence. So it's hit this shorter term target here, and we got this longer term target here. It makes more sense for you to go over and watch this video over here. So we're not going to, like I said, we're not going to keep going into it. But while I was on and hitting the record button, right, there was a pending sell signal on the 4-hour chart. Price is at about 43,000. This target was already mapped out. So it's not hindsight. We're not coming back here, circling back and telling you hindsight, oh, it hit this target, right? No, the target was laid out before I jumped on and hit record. And it was a pending sell signal at right around 43,300-ish, right? It was right around there. Pancho, good morning. Welcome back, Pancho. Good to see you back. And right here, we're talking about, hey, I got lazy. I didn't draw out all 4 targets, right? I drew out these. This is target 2, 3, and then target 4. Has not hit target 4 yet. And then, so while I was recording, I circled back to Bitcoin at the end of the video, and then that's when it crashed down to 40,400. We talked about it, we covered it, we laid out the scenarios. I'm not going to go through it here on this one, but definitely go check it out over here. Bitcoin update 13 hours ago, before the move happened. Before the move happened, and it was in the process of it happening at 43,300. We already had the shorter term targets laid out, and then we had talked about if scenario 2, if it doesn't find support and bounce possibly up to this next longer term target up here at the 48,600-ish, 48,000 level right up there, then that longer term target could come into play down there. So that's Bitcoin 4-hour chart. If we go back to the daily chart, and we started going back through here. 4K mods, what's up? Yes, see, 200 weeks slowly pointing up, not too far away from the lower target. Yeah. So the 200 week moving average is at currently at 29,456. It's been upward forever, right? It's been slowly and gradually moving up forever, right? So you can see from June 2021, it's been nothing but going straight up, and eventually price came back and retested it, right? So it is pointing up at 29,456. Possibly by the time it goes through like a deeper correction, possibly before the halving, right? There's never a guarantee, but possibly before the halving, another deeper correction puts in another higher low and then kind of takes out. We've been talking about it. It's not the first time I'm covering it. We talked about it back here. We talked about it here. We talked about it before that. So this is the daily chart. There is bearish divergence. So there's a confluence of reasons why we can see price come back down here eventually. Maybe it still comes back up here and hits 48,600 and it finds support, right? So it finds support at this shorter term target box. And if it doesn't, starts breaking back down, then we're gonna go right to scenario 2, right? So we're prepared for both scenarios, and that's what we're watching. And so plan accordingly, right? So even in a bull run, before the halving, after the halving, that's when I call it the official bull run is on. In my own personal opinion, yes, we played it from the bottom. We played it from the bottom, and now we're still here, right? Played it from the bottom, 16,800. We were talking about it. We're talking about bullish divergence. We're talking about November, December, and then January, we triggered it on the buy signal on the daily chart back on January 3rd, right before the January 4th post. And then we've been buying the dips. I did have a couple shorts here and there. I'm not in a short position on Bitcoin now. And so Bitcoin has hit the shorter term target so far. 100K soon. Yep, 100K, right? 100,000 Bitcoin soon. $10,000 Bitcoin soon, right? So you always hear it, you always see it. It's always noise, right? It's always noise. Either they really don't know and they're just guessing and throwing out random numbers, or these influencers are just looking for clicks. And it seems like the longer I watch them for 2-3 years, whatever, the more I just realize both. They don't know and they're looking for clicks, right? So whatever. It's all noise. We're just continuing sniping the markets together. So Bitcoin, flash crash on the lower time frames, right? Flash crash on the lower time frames. And it happened while I was recording the video. The target was mapped out before it crashed down. So anyways, it was a 10% move. It's a big move, 10%. We expect corrections along the way, even once we get into the bull run, right? Say we're post halving and say price is back above 48,000 and price is pumping. Well, we still expect big wicks down. We still expect 20, 30% moves down on Bitcoin, even in the bull run, and crypto even more, right? Crypto, you can expect, the smaller the cap, right? The more it pumps, 300% pumps versus like a Bitcoin 150% pump, right? Or 500% pump, then you expect 50 to 60% pullbacks, right? They're wild. They're wild animals. You can make a lot and you could lose a lot. The more you can make, the more you can lose, right? So that's Bitcoin, shorter term target there. Let's keep going. Bitcoin dominance is down a little bit, right? Bitcoin dominance, I feel like it's kind of been leading the way. And we've been talking about this, right? We've been talking about it. is Bitcoin dominance kind of leading the way. There's a reversal candle there back on December 7th. And there's no reverse candle on Bitcoin as of right now, but Bitcoin dominance had a reverse candle and then started closing back below, right? And even before that, it was kind of peaking out back here October 25th, kind of corrected, pushed back up. You got bearish divergence, right? Even the MACD has another bearish crossover, and you've got bearish divergence here. So could that be possible on Bitcoin where it kind of corrects on the daily chart, then pushes back up one more time, possibly into that longer term target, 48,100 ish, right? 48,000 ish, 48,000 ish, right? 48,000, right? So we're working through it on a manic Monday, right? We're working through it. Hoping everyone had a great weekend with the family. I had a great weekend. Got to see my cousin from Minnesota and his significant other. They both worked the events at the Upper Deck Golf, and Upper Deck Golf reserved or paid for to hit golf balls off of Dodger Stadium. So me, the wife, and the cousin and his significant other, they were both working. His girlfriend, I don't know, they live together. I don't know what their exact title is. He's not married to her, but I'm sure he'll marry her eventually. But yeah, they're working the event. So we went there and then we took them out for sushi afterwards. So it was a great day. Something curious, Tesla ain't moving even though NASDAQ is pumping. When NASDAQ starts correcting, it will be a massacre for Tesla. Yeah, we're going to get into a lot more charts, but Bitcoin dominance, kind of started correcting on the daily chart. Bitcoin, we haven't seen any sell signals on the daily chart. So Bitcoin dominance did see the sell signal, and we're seeing crypto assets pump. They're pumping hard, right? They are pumping hard, followed by bearish divergence, followed by a reverse candle. And now we've gotten one candle closed back below the trending dots. Maybe we see another one, right? You can kind of see the trending dots kind of curling over. So it's possible that, Bitcoin dominance after hitting target 1 comes back down, hits target 2, 3, and then 4. So that's already mapped out. Ethereum, we'll probably do a crypto video, like a deeper dive on crypto, kind of look at that. We'll take a deeper dive on it. We do have bearish divergence on Ethereum, and it's hit this longer term target to the upside. It's at target 2, whereas Bitcoin came all the way up above target 3, right? So something to pay attention to. There is bearish divergence, and there could be future bearish divergence just like Bitcoin had. So Bitcoin had bearish divergence for a couple of months, and it's possible it puts in additional bearish divergence. So it's too early to call it quite yet, but it is breaking down right now. But there's no confirmations. There's no lower highs. There's no sell signals, nothing like that. But there is bearish divergence, something to pay attention to. Got this upward trend line kind of holding it right now, right? So we're kind of watching that, waiting. Chainlink had bearish divergence, right? Or did it? Yeah, had bearish divergence and now has a pending sell signal on the daily chart. Remember, this is a massive move from this last Chainlink move at $6 that we did a video on way over here a couple months ago. We did a Chainlink video 2 months ago. So it's very bullish move from all the way back here at $6. This is the daily chart. Yeah. So all the way back here, right? Did a video on it, pumped hard. We got to expect corrections along the way, right? So even all the way to top wick, 173%. And not really even a correction since there's a big correction down here, pumped back up, put in bearish divergence. Now we have a pending sell signal. Will there be a sell signal? Will it correct back down? It's possible. It's too early to say. We do know that the weekly chart is still bullish. We do know the weekly chart price is still back above the 200-week moving average. It's got pretty far extended away from the trending dots on the weekly chart. So it could consolidate sideways, right? It could consolidate sideways, could get very wicky to the downside, right? Lower time frames is crashing down, but on the weekly chart still remains bullish, and then gets very wicky back down, corrects, puts in a higher low, which is very healthy. And you don't want it to just go straight up for forever, right? And then it just comes straight back down, right? So You want it to build the staircase up, right? Build the staircase up, put in a higher low, possibly even retrace. We'll see. It's still bullish. It's too early to say, but it was a good from the weekly buy signal back here at $7 even. The daily chart was even better, but the weekly chart, push all the way up. That's a big move on the weekly chart. So it's only hit target one so far to the upside. So it's consolidating, kind of letting the trending dots catch up on the weekly chart, and then we'll find out if there's higher. So Chainlink, Solana, like I said, we'll probably do a deeper dive video possibly today, right? Possibly today. We'll see how much energy I got after the live streams. Possibly after the candle close, right? Daily candle close for me is at 4 p.m. It's 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time now. So we'll see how it's kind of playing out. Solana is still currently ultra bullish on the weekly chart, right? Still currently ultra bullish. If we drop down the daily chart, came back, hit the trending dots here at about $65. And well, look, there is bearish divergence as well. So we're starting to see some cracks, and it could remain diverged, right? Price could remain diverged. The daily chart is still bullish. The weekly chart is still ultra bullish. It is putting bearish divergence, but like we said, Bitcoin has been diverged for about 2 months. So we'll continue to watch it, right? Cardano still ultra bullish. No bearish divergence there on Cardano, still ultra bullish, kind of letting the trending dots catch up. Those are massive moves all the way up to 65 cents, right? So there's been no sell signal or anything on Cardano. The last buy signal was at 25 cents, and it was a 158% move. So we expect retracements along the way. We don't expect up forever. I know. We hear the narratives, we hear the noise, right? But we choose to block it on this channel. We choose to block the noise. We take in a lot of information. At the end of the day, we trust the charts, and trusting the charts serves me well, right? So if you trust the charts, the last buy signal on Cardano was at 25 cents. We called it. We played it. We played that move. Started to get very wicky up here, wicky again. And then if you get a candle close back below, it starts to get bearish. It takes out this candle here and could signal a trend reversal. So we'll kind of watch and wait. It could be a shorter term trend reversal, but then you could even see like on the lower time frames, possibly even like, the Bart Simpson pattern, move back up and then come straight back down to these levels, find support, and then we'll see from there. So we'll find out. It's still ultra bullish on the daily chart and still ultra bullish on the weekly chart. So we have to assume that it remains bullish and it's just taking a breather, letting the trending dots catch up for the next few days, week, whatever. Maybe it's a couple of weeks of sideways movement, kind of lets everything catch up. So that's what we're going to probably take a deeper dive on. We're just kind of running through these right now. Bearish divergence on Matic, pending reverse candle on Matic, daily chart, near bearish divergence. There could be additional bearish divergence on all of these. Just kind of running through bearish divergence on DOT, Mana, bearish divergence, Sand, slight bearish divergence, right? So just all things to keep in mind. BAT, bearish divergence, and then we get into some of these mining. I mean, there are massive moves up, right? Massive moves up, and still ultra bullish on Bitfarm daily chart. But at some point, kind of let the trending dots catch up. Some point, possibly, getting in some bigger retracements here, down 9.5%. But these are massive moves up to the upside, even from this buy signal here all the way up, 95% moves. So, Tony, can you share DOT? Let's see. Was it Johnny C? I'm a bit late. I was watching Killian. Cool. Sooner or later, there has to be a big correction in the markets. What do you think about being the peak in the late 2024 after the elections? Yeah, I mean, I'll just watch the charts, Juan. But if you look at past cycles, it just depends. Depends if you're talking about stocks or whatever. But let's see, what was it? The last one was 2021, but then the elections was 2020, right? So even in 2020, I don't it doesn't really drive my trading. But if you asked about it, then you're thinking that the elections was 2020, and all the markets continue to pump all the way to 2021, right? So doesn't really mean anything to me. So I mean, you expect corrections along the way. If there's a big move up, there's usually a big correction to the downside. So can you share dot? Yeah, we kind of looked at dot. There is bearish divergence on dot. Like I said, we're probably going to do a deeper dive on the video, but we're just seeing divergences right now. The candle hasn't closed yet, but uh, it looks like it wants to come back, test the trending dots, and it could see a correction on dot and stuff like that, possibly come all the way back down. But it had an amazing move up to $7 and almost 70 cents, right? So big news this week, CPI. Yep. Usually the charts make the move before that. So yeah, it's good to be aware of it, but it doesn't incorporate into my trading whatsoever. But volatility for sure. We're going to look at the VIX. The VIX gapped up today. So the VIX gapped up today ahead of time. Could be some whipsawing back and forth to the upside. So mana, bearish divergence, sand, we covered all that. Where are we at? CLSK. What a move that was, right? What a move that was from way back here all the way up 160%. Even had a gap here. So even if it just comes back, fills the gap, retest the trending dots, kind of let the trending dots kind of catch up, builds up some more energy, builds up some more momentum, and then possibly makes another move higher, but expecting retracement at some point, right? Expect retracements along the way. The trending dots in the weekly chart are all the way back at $5, right? So it pumped all the way up very quickly. It's like catching lightning in a bottle. Went all the way up to $10.45. We got trending dots on Clean Spark all the way down at $5, like I said. And, does it let the trending dots catch up? Does it let the moving averages catch up? What about AVAX? Seems to be holding pretty strong. We could possibly cover that on the charts. Just because an asset might be holding strong, they all move at different times, but a lot of them move at similar times. Could just be lagging time-wise, Poncho. So AVAX, maybe it's just lagging time-wise. It kind of was, it was behind Chainlink and all that to the upside. So some of these assets might be, still making a move to the upside. But if they're putting in bearish divergence, it's warning signs, right? It's warning signs. So let's keep going. Marathon Digital. We can always circle back more questions if you have more follow-up questions on the second half, but the 22 minutes, got a lot to cover. Marathon Digital down 12% today, right? Another massive move. It was another massive move. If you even look from even the last buy signal all the way back here for 968, pushed up 73%, right? It was getting pretty far extended away from the trending dots. Could remain bullish, but it's no longer ultra bullish as of right now. $13.62 is kind of where the trending dots are. See if it kind of pushes back. Less the trending dots, less the moving averages catch up. Still bullish on the weekly chart as well. So something to think about. And the day hasn't closed yet, right? It could even start the wick and then push up higher. But it looks like it's kind of a fake out to the upside on the 200-week moving average. Let the trending dots catch up, build up some more energy, and then possibly make its next move. Riot down 11.6% today. Again, another big move up. Was that it? We don't know yet. It's too early to say. Weekly chart is still bullish. Daily chart is still bullish. Hut, I think we missed that one. Came all the way back down again, right? I told you you need some patience on this one, right? If this one's actually gonna take off to the upside, definitely probably needed some patience on this one. Put a higher low. Is this gonna be a higher low or not? Because now depends. If this candle closes, takes this out, then that wasn't the higher low, right? So too early to say. The day hasn't closed, but it's breaking back down. It only hit target one to the upside. So is Hut one of the Bitcoin mining stocks that doesn't come up and hit all these targets and all the other ones did? It's possible. Or is it lagging time-wise and still continuing to battle? We will see. It's too early to say on Hut. And of course, if it comes back down here, that's where it's taking out the lows. And that's where you're probably saying, hey, something's different, something's wrong, and probably just move on and cut your losses from there, right? So for me, anyways, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research, and this is for education and entertainment purposes only. Hut, right? Let's keep going. Let's move over to the NASDAQ. Uh, Actually, let's take a quick look at gold. So we've been covering this, right? We've been covering this on the live streams. It was getting overbought. There was slight bearish divergence, right? Very slight bearish divergence going back to here. And then there's a reverse candle. So it pumped all the way up to 2150, reversed right back down. That's a very bearish candle, right? Reverse candle, very, very ugly and bearish. And we talked about this on the live stream. We talked about it last Monday. We talked about it leading up to the last few days. And then there's a candle close back below on Friday, right? And it was starting to look like reversal. So we had bearish divergence, reversal. Now we have a pending sell signal on gold. So even on this reverse candle, we were wondering and saying, hey, was it going to back test this horizontal line, find support, and come back up? And it didn't, right? And if it didn't, then we're talking about it breaking back down, and then it could be a bigger correction back down. So we'll see what happens. Probably have to map it out like that and see if it's going to come back down from there. But it is breaking down from this upward trend line. So this trend line is drawn from back down here where we were talking about it on the live streams. It was getting oversold. It went into the short squeeze, came back, hit a key target area down here. We drew out the upward trend line from there, drew it out. It was getting very extended up, reversed back down, ugly bearish candle there, and then kind of consolidated sideways, broke back down, and now we have a pending sell signal, right? So looking bearish on gold daily chart as of right now. We'll have to kind of take a deeper dive on it. Maybe do another video on it. Maybe say tomorrow or something, and maybe we do the precious metals a couple days from now. Let me know if that's something you want to do. Shooter, by the way, hi everybody. What up? Shooter, by the way, welcome back. Good to see you back on the live streams as well, and in the Discord. So good to see you in the Discord, Shooter, by the way. And sorry about that. I accidentally put Shooter, by the way, on the wrong indicator. He let me know. I did it again, and probably, I don't know, what, 2 or 3 times he kept correcting me. I'm like, oh man. So anyways, we finally got it straightened out. I'm human and I make mistakes, right? So Shooter, by the way, I'm glad we got it figured out, and good to see you back on here. So gold pending sell signal there. NASDAQ still holding on strong, right? Still bullish on the daily chart, but is it lagging? So you want to be cautious on NASDAQ if it's bullish while the Magnificent Seven are correcting, right? So we'll take a look at the NASDAQ and we'll take a look at it. But the NASDAQ is still bullish as of right now. So let's take a look at it. Let's get off the brush there for a second. But is it losing momentum? Could it put in bearish divergence? It could. It's too early to say, but it definitely could put in possible bearish divergence. Definitely could possible. I got the terminology going today. Lucasian, evening all. Hope we're all well. Yep, me too. I appreciate. Thanks. Mois. Hi all. Hey Mois, welcome back. No, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but there could be possible bearish divergence, right? There could be. So we'll see. It's too early to say, but it is bullish as of right now. But the Magnificent Seven is going through a correction as well. SP 500 still currently ultra bullish on the daily chart. Got this upward trend line drawn up here, and it's kind of like, looks like it kind of broke down, came back for the back test, and will it resume back down? It's possible on the SP 500. Flat today, right? So if you kind of look at the overall heat map, you can see what I'm talking about, and we'll jump into it. Microsoft down 1.5%, Google 2%, Meta 3.5%. Wow. Apple almost 2% on a $1 trillion company. Nvidia almost 3%. Amazon 1.5%. Tesla down 2%. Right? Massive. Like even United Healthcare is a big company, and that's down 1.5%. So we'll take a look at that. Cryptocurrency down 5%, 6% across the board. You look at XRP 6%, Cardano Chainlink 10%. Wow, just a bloodbath today. BNB 2%, right? So it doesn't care what the market's doing; it's doing its own thing. So kind of looking at that. When you look at this from time to time, you got the stock charts over here. Remember, many investors think that if assets, this is the SP 500% of stocks above the 200-day moving average. Many investors' definition is that if the stock is above 200-day moving average, then it's bullish, right? Or if the stocks are above the 200-week moving average, is bullish. So everyone's got their own definition, what they think and believe. And we're now up to almost 70% of all S&P 500 stocks are above the 200-day moving average. So, just to keep our bias in check, right? Doesn't mean like there was a big pump from like 23% pumped all the way up. Could have put in like a higher low at some point. I don't know. We're always looking at that. The weekly chart had that MACD bullish crossover and is back above the zero line, even on this chart, right? So something to pay attention to. So that's what we're continuing to watch there. We just like to take a look at all of it. If you're not following me over here, we got a free newsletter over here on our website. You can find it, or my main Twitter X app account. So definitely go follow me over there. Smash the like, smash the subscribe button, and definitely follow me over here. Subscribe over here. You're already on the live stream, so we put out that video over there. Let's keep going. Let's keep looking at the charts. Let's look at the dollar. Let's look at the dollar. We got a pending buy signal on the daily chart, right? It's hit two targets to the upside so far. We're recovering this on the lower time frames, right? There's even a buy signal on the 12-hour chart at 103.65. We're recovering it on the lower time frames, though. Like we were really, really early on the dollar, right? We were really early on the dollar. We usually are early, right? So it broke down, missed target 4 to the downside again, and then had that buy signal even at 103. Came up, hit target 1, target 2, came all the way back down, and now it's pushing back up, possibly hit target 3 up here. That's the dollar. It is, it's not a big move today, but it is trending upwards. You got the U.S. 10-year yield also had a buy signal on the 4-hour chart. So this is a big move down. And now it's starting to look like the retracement is on. There's not going to be any buy signals on the daily chart yet, right? But it is back in the trending dots. And like I said, this is a big move down. Now we're trying to see if we're going to get a retracement. If it puts in a lower high, remember, there was bearish divergence, and we called it out, right? Bearish divergence, possible lower high, sell signal, close below the trend line, and then it's just been down ever since. Hit target 3. We haven't even updated target 3 yet, right? To the downside. Price. The rate hit that. The interest rate hit that. I'm so used to seeing price targets hitting price, but this is the interest rate, right? It's up 1.16% on the interest rate. Could regain the trending dots. And like I said, it's already a buy signal on the lower time frames. See if it retraces back up, puts in a lower high, or comes back up and hits this longer term target that it never hit. It's possible, right? It is possible. The weekly chart, I think, is still bullish. It had a sell signal, but it has a pending buy signal there. So it's possible it could make a rally all the way up to 5.3%. Too early to say. Hive, yeah, we covered Hive a little bit, I believe. But we'll probably do a separate videos on those as well. This is a live stream, so there's only so much we can cover on it. But we'll probably do separate videos, try to dial in like the Bitcoin miners, and we'll try to dial in crypto. And I did Bitcoin last night, so definitely take a look at that one. Rick's, hello, Market Sanders. Wow, what a great ride. Yep. Don't forget to take profits along the way. Don't forget to take profits along the way. Know what your strategy is. Know what your entries are, your take profit, what your overall strategy is. But don't forget, we're swing traders first and foremost. So we want to lock in profits along the way, right? And if you're confident with your swing trading, you can always get back in. Just as long as you're not jumping in and jumping out every single candle, every single blue candle, every single green candle you're in, every single red candle you're out. That's why we have the indicators, kind of helps with that, right? Visually, the indicators aren't enough on its own, even though it looks like it is, and it probably beat most swing traders out there. But in my opinion, we strive to be better, and so we built the indicators as a visual tool uh, off of the strategy, right? So the strategy first and foremost, right? But it does let us know ahead of time. You got bearish divergence, right? Depending on what indicators you're looking at, bearish divergence, right? Followed by a lower high, a lower high. So that's what we're trying to stay one step ahead of the market, right? We're trying to maintain that edge in the market that, hey, we're spotting bearish divergence before it reverses the trend. Then we're seeing a possibility that there's a lower high. Then we're seeing a possibility of a lower high. And then we're seeing a sell signal and close below this downward trend line. So before price closed below the downward trend line, right? We spotted bearish divergence. We spotted lower highs, right? For multiple days, right? So it's letting us know of a possible trend change before it happens. Then comes all the way down, hits target 3 of target 4, and then starts to make a bounce back. We got buy signal even on the 4-hour chart. So we're always trying to stay one step ahead. No one said it's going to be easy, but it's worth it, right? It's definitely worth it. Silver futures was kind of leading the way on gold, it seemed like. Let's see. This is the daily chart. Reverse on the 4th versus gold on the 5th, right? So, yeah, silver was kind of, that's what I remember. Looked like it was kind of leading the way. That's an ugly reversal candle on silver futures on December 4th, last Monday. So, had to close here, push all the way up higher with that wick, and then end up closing all the way back down. Took out 3 candles and took out 3 candles and filled the gap all in one fell swoop. That's why the leverage game is wild and crazy, right? 631 skim, great call on Bitcoin miners. I sold half my Bitcoin position because it was up 2x. May let remaining ride to end of the bull run as house money. Yep. It's good to take profits, and whatever your strategy is, maybe some of it's taking profits, some of it's letting it ride, right? So that's just something you got to decide. 631 skim. May re-add more shares. Yep. Probably should be pre-halving miner self. Possibly, you're right. So if you got Bitcoin selling off pre-halving, possibly, right? Getting a macro higher low in at some point. Crypto, I would assume, would do the same thing, probably bigger, right? And same with Bitcoin miners, right? So if Bitcoin has a big correction, I would assume crypto possibly would pump even a little bit further, maybe not, and then eventually have bigger corrections to the downside than even Bitcoin, right? You'll see the Bitcoin dominance flip back bullish when that starts to happen, because if Bitcoin's going through a correction, crypto is going through a correction, then the Bitcoin dominance is going to be pumping up again, because Bitcoin will have lesser to the downside, in my opinion, and based off of my experience of trading it. So that's what we're kind of watching there. What else? What else are we looking at? I mean, it's just kind of red across the board. Lemonade's up 3.42% today. Let's see. We did see bearish divergence, though. There is bearish divergence on Lemonade. So if there is a lower high that gets put in on Lemonade, could come back down and put in a correction. Remember, you got this gap down here, right? Mind the gaps. We don't know when the gaps are going to get filled, but we do know that at some point gaps do get filled, especially if they're large ones. If they're smaller gaps, maybe not as much, but this is a 17% gap, right? From wick to wick. So 17% gap, just missed this target here. So bearish divergence could remain diverged, right? Plus also the weekly chart is still bullish. Daily chart is bullish, weekly chart. Let's move over to the Magnificent Seven, and then let me know if there's anything you guys want me to chart for you. We're going to try to keep this to an hour. We're right at 40 minutes. So again, the NASDAQ is still bullish and all that, but NVIDIA, if we go back to the daily chart, another pending sell signal, right? Remember, we have this lurking 20% gap down here at 305, right? We have this lurking 20% gap down here. We had a bearish divergence, retesting all-time highs. So it could be a possible double top. So August 24th, retested it, even possibly trapped some more bulls with a close back above, right? We were talking about that, and it was looking like a possible bearish divergence, possible bull trap. Woo! Are we smashing the likes? Man, the live crew and the replay crew of the live streams have been outperforming those shorter videos for smashing likes. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you for all of your support. I appreciate it. And so keep smashing the like, keep smashing the subscribe button, and we'll continue to help me, help you, help me. Let's delete these check marks for right now. So if this is bearish divergence on the video, right? If this is a potential lower high, then we can see price come back down. Possibly, if we get a sell signal, this is looking like a reversal here, and it's back below the trending dots that are trending downward. We can see price come back down, retest 448. Then we can see price come back down, hit the shorter term fourth target to the downside. If price doesn't find support there and puts in a higher low, then we put this red arrow here that it can come back down, test this longer term target here where price hit it 3 times, right? And if that doesn't hold, then we'll look at this target here, longer term target to the downside. And then if that doesn't hold, we'll take it level by level. But if that doesn't hold, then the 20% gap and this third longer term target to the downside is definitely on the table from there. And of course, we got longer term targets there, and the 200-week moving average all the way down to 213. We're not going to put the cart in front of the horse, right? Whatever the saying is, we're going to talk about level by level. And this is bearish divergence, possible double top. We'll see if this is a lower high, and if so, if it comes back down, and then of course if it takes out this low here, that would be a lower low, lower high, right? And then we would start to expect to see lower prices from there. NVIDIA down 2.5% as of right now, but the day has not closed yet. The day has not closed yet. So let's keep that in mind. Meta looking very similar to what we just talked about in NVIDIA. We had bearish divergence, right? Let's see, bearish divergence. Yep. Slight bearish divergence again. And then it came back down, hit 2 of the 4 targets to the downside. This could be a possible lower high. Whoo. Gotta take a break here. Gotta take a deep breath. How many likes do we have? Whoo, whoo. This could be a possible lower high, right? So lower targets, shorter term targets there. And then we'll probably have to put on some bigger retracement targets to the downside. Remember, there's a 10% gap down here. Many didn't think we were going to fill this 21% gap all the way at the bottom, all the way down here. We were talking about that massive 21% gap up to the upside. We have a 10% gap here at 215, and we have a massive 20% gap all the way down here at 153. So if price comes all the way back down here, many won't believe it will happen. Just as when everyone was ultra bearish down here at $93, we were talking about a massive 21% gap up here, and it came up and nailed it and crushed it, right? Crushed it. It's been battling it ever since. We'll see if that happens or not. We'll continue to watch it on Meta, pending sell signal, possible lower high. Let's keep going. Amazon, bearish divergence on the daily chart, right? Bearish divergence. Still bullish on the daily chart. Has not hit target 1 yet, but had another daily close back on Friday, back below the trending dots. Could be a possible sneaky lower high here. So that's Amazon down 1.61%. Microsoft is at one shorter term target to the downside so far. Again, the indicator is picking up bearish divergence, right? This could be a possible lower high, and then we could see a sell signal on Microsoft. So don't shoot the messenger. I'm just showing you what I see in the charts, right? Don't shoot the messenger. We called it out. We talked about it on Friday. We called it out on previous live streams all the way back in November. Possible bearish divergence, right? And then the candle closed here. It was no longer overbought. It was no longer ultra bullish. We covered it. We talked about it. You can go back to previous live streams. Tesla still coiling the same exact spot. But here's what we talked about, and we covered it. It's not picking it up on the indicator, but if I change the settings, it might be. You have bearish divergence, right? So you got bearish divergence on the daily chart. another possible lower high. Too early to say. Tesla, John, uh, maybe you want to turn off the live stream right now if you're watching, or maybe you'll watch it. Possible lower high. And so we have two thoughts. It's going to break down from here, come back down, or if it's going to coil long term and break out to the upside. If the overall markets, like the rest of Magnificent Seven, are going to go through a correction, it's possible Tesla will also be going through a correction. There is bearish divergence, could be a possible lower high. We have this arrow for a possible breakdown below this trend line for a reason. And there's longer term targets that never were hit back down at below $100, and then even lower than that. So you got the 200-week moving average kind of trending upwards from there. It's possible there's a retest of it. So we'll continue to watch it on the daily chart. There's no sell signal yet, but there are some signs. There was bearish divergence and a possible lower high. Too early to say. Apple, bearish divergence followed by a pending reversal candle, right? Whew, I'm out of water. Breaking news. I am out of water. I don't know how much longer I'm going to last. Maybe 14 more minutes, right? So we'll keep going. We'll do my best. Bearish divergence on Apple and a pending reversal candle on Apple. So we could see a correction from here after this nice move up from 165 all the way up to 196. Big, massive move. Filled the gap. Still above it. Still above the trending dots. Still bullish on the daily chart. But is showing early signs. Bearish divergence. Possible reverse candle on Apple. Something to pay attention to. Remember, here we go again. On Google, we had a lower high. We had a lower low before that. And then it had a sell signal, came down, hit 3 of the 4 targets, just missed this 4 target, reversed back up. This could be a lower high as well, right? And this could be a fake out to the upside on this downward trend line. Here, let's draw it like that. Close back above, close back below. There is a pending sell signal as of right now on Google daily chart, right? You got bearish divergence. No, I'm sorry. That is not bearish divergence. I take that back. This is a possible lower high. Even on our side, you're seeing it. Pending sell signal back into shorter term target 2. So it could be a lower high here. And then we'll find out if it kind of takes out this this lower low here. And then we'll watch it from there. So that target will be back in play. Still on Google. Whoo, what else? What else? Oh, Chainlink down 10%, pending sell signal. Yep, we covered that. Bitcoin, no sell signal yet, but we had all that bearish divergence, right? All that bearish divergence. It's already hit shorter term target here. So just keep that in mind, right? On everything that you're going. Fancy having a quick look at KCS if you get a chance, Jesse. Sure. In from breakout at about $7.80, looking at 14. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at it. We'll circle back. Let's go through all of it. Talk, crashing, healthy move. Yeah. Pullbacks are always healthy. 50,000 December, inevitable. We'll see how it plays out. We have a target up here at a confluence area at about 48,600-ish. But we have 2 scenarios laid out there. Good morning. Yep. All right. Let's keep going. Poncho. What else? Arnold, Tesla. Yep. We covered Tesla. I'm in a bit late. Yep. Sooner or later. What do you think? Yep. Covered that. Can you share DOT? Yep. We covered DOT. DOT. We covered it down 10%. No pending sell signal, but there is bearish divergence, right? It is bearish divergence. Currently no longer ultra bullish. That would be a reversal, not like a reverse candle but like a bearish candle, right? So just be aware of that. But it's still bullish on the daily chart, still bullish on the weekly chart. Just something to keep in mind. There is bearish divergence, so you have to find out what your plan of attack is. AVAX, yep, kind of covered that a little. Oh, did we? No, we didn't cover AVAX. All right, so let's take a look at AVAX. I have it on here, but just for purposes of saving time, I'm going to try to keep this to exactly 1 hour. AVAX still ultra bullish. You can see AVAX wicked all the way down to $31, right? So wicked all the way down to $31. is still ultra bullish. It has hit longer term target 1, right? So if we change that and we kind of zoom out here on the weekly chart, it's ultra bullish on the weekly chart as well. So again, we talked about this on the video last night. We covered it in detail. So if you know what I'm talking about and what we've been talking about on live streams and all that stuff, then definitely go back and take a look at it. We can't cover it on every single live stream, but I did a deeper 27-minute video last night as it's happening in real time. So definitely go take a look at that and help out the viewers over there. We need the live stream, the replay crew of the live stream to go over and help out our shorter term videos by smashing the like. We got to show them how to smash the like button over there. So help me, help you, help me over there. So AVAX is still ultra bullish on the weekly chart. The weekly candle could have started with the wick and then could push higher from there, right? So hit target 1, we could take the question mark off, and then we'll kind of watch and wait for it there. It is ultra bullish as of right now on the weekly and currently the daily chart on AVAX. So what else? Shooter by the way. KCS. All right, we'll take a look at it. KCS. Let's see. I'm sure it's probably crypto, right? Let me know what it is. When you guys wanted me to take a look at things, let me know what asset it is. And then let's see. I'm pretty sure it is, though. Let's take a look. So, and then what exchange that you're actually looking at. KCS is ultra bullish on the daily chart and still pumping, right? So if you're in at 780. Okay. So you got in when it was already ultra bullish. Ideally, Lucasian, we want you to sniper the markets more and more. And I'm on the daily chart mostly in my swing trades. The last buy signal was 460. That would be amazing. 780 was also probably pretty good. It's probably a weekly buy signal then. Let's see, buy signal on the weekly chart, 615. So it feels a little bit late to the party, but crypto mate, yeah. So we just want you to strive to be better, right? We want you to strive to be better. There are reasons to get in earlier, right? There are reasons to get in earlier. Like way back here at 460, you had even a buy signal on the weekly chart was 651, right? Probably even a 3-day chart coming back here, buy signal at 535, right? So you got to decide, but we got to get you dialed in a little bit better, my man. We got to get you dialed in a little bit better, right? I just want to look at this for a second, and you can see that this last breakout here, that would be ideal, right? This would be ideal back here instead of chasing. Just my own personal opinion. And thank you for sharing what your entry point was. So it can also be a teachable moment as well, right? You probably had your own reasons, but if we're going to be sniper in the markets, right? The last buy signal on the daily chart was $4.50. So, I think we could get you dialed in a little bit better. And then that way, when it's pumping that hard, you're just kind of your hardest job at that point is trying to hold it and push it, right? Broke a downtrend and retest. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Probably on a lower time frame. So you just have to decide. But, we could get possible yeah, my downtrend lines are a little out of whack from yours. That's okay. It's all right. That's why we're learning together, right? I don't claim to know everything. I don't claim to be the greatest of all time. Some people say that, but I don't think so yet. I haven't proven enough to myself yet. But we're striving for every day to get better and better and better. And the markets will continue to humble me as well, especially if I continue to play options like I started in options and I continue to play options. Options will continue to humble a person as well. So with that, we'll always try to continue to strive to get better. And so that's why I'm bringing it up right now. So just by quickly looking at the chart, 780, you're kind of getting away with one right now, right? You're kind of getting in away with one and you're up 47%. But a lot of times if you're getting in, it could just come back in and then pumps up and then just pumps straight back down, right? So that is the other side to it. And then you would have a losing trade. So if we stack the probabilities in our favor, right? Look at this long-term downward correction, right? This long-term downward correction. If you went all the way down, that's 167-day correction, right? And then until the next really good entry point, it's 215 days, right? To the buy signal and down 53%. That's the move, right? That's the move. And then the probability stack that, hey, you've gone through a 200-day correction. You've gone through a 60% correction. So the probabilities are stacked now that we're going to see a retracement and a pump to the upside, right? So that is why I want to stack the probabilities in my favor. The big move down, a big consolidation. That's why I like to buy down here, because now the probabilities are stacked that we're going to see a reversal. Could it just drop back down? Yeah. But look at that risk to reward ratio, even on this high risk asset, right? High risk crypto asset. Of course, you're going to say it's not high risk if you're truly into the tech, right? But I don't know anything about KCS. Well, KuCoin token, I guess I do. So 160. So even from there, right? Then it's only like possible to lose 20% and gain possibly 160%, and the move's not even possibly over yet. So that's my whole point, my whole purpose of kind of diving in 4-hour chart. Okay, awesome, amazing elbow cup occasion. Yeah, I can see where you came from. That was all right, no problem. Hey, it's all right, my man. Hey, that's why we just want to do it. I bought Hive 379. Okay. All right. So what else? Any other? Let's see. Let's go back up to KCS 780. Sharpshooter candles. Yeah, we've been continuing to try to improve it since 2022, right? So it's been a little bit over a year since we came out with it. And we'll continue to get better. And if you add some technical analysis with it, and you study the charts with it, and you add trend lines, and you add higher highs, higher lows, all that stuff, divergences, from our second indicator over there, right? Divergences, all that stuff, right? If you add all that stuff to it, then the indicator is built off of the strategy, right? So that's the whole point. But we try to make it so it's a faster learning curve. And there were so many questions when I was trying to teach people that it helps speed up the process, in my opinion. And it also helps that from a visual standpoint, right? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can always take a deeper dive over here. We have 2 services. We don't have any paid affiliate links or anything like that. There's a $29. You can get the sharpshooter indicator and access to the Discord. Of course, ask me questions, receive chart updates, stuff like that. If you want to take the deeper dive, you get 2 indicators. You get the RSI indicator as well. That tells you divergences and stuff like that. Subscribe, $79 a month, right? 60 plus hours of recorded coaching. We spent so much time building this out in 2022 while we were shorting the market. And we have sniper bot alerts for our top sniper 40 assets. 20 of them are crypto. 20 of them are futures and stocks and stuff like that. So they don't really make sense unless you've gone through the coaching. And so the sniper bot alerts make a lot more sense for that. So that's why we only have it for that package. So with that, thanks again for all of your support. I appreciate everyone for continuing to smash the like button, continue to support us over there on Market Sniper Pro. And then, of course, over there on my main channel over there at 65,000 followers. Thank you. And we'll see you on the next one tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time sharp, Taco Tuesday. So thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow.